Over here, how many homeless children we have, how many malnourished, hungry children. In one of the richest countries in the world, we've got children going to bed hungry, going to school hungry. In Palestine, they've chosen deliberately to cut off food supplies, to cut off water supplies, to stop the aid, knowing that babies and children will be the first of the casualties because they can't cope without water and food. Over here, it's just shocking that we've got scurvy and rickets, things that belonged in Victorian age, things that we had got rid of when we created the NHS and started making sure that our children were well fed. This government, and it doesn't matter which party, because ever since Thatcher, they've been privatizing and stealing and cutting. And they spending happily on wars and on greenwashing and on the fossil fuel industry. So there's more than enough money, just not enough for people, not enough for children, not enough for babies. Pregnant mothers are losing their babies. Infant mortality has gone up in this country. That means poor people's children dead before the age of a year old. This is what used to happen in Victorian times. It's happening right now. I've got 2 art installations out there about the numbers of people who are dying by this government's political choices. And we forget that they work for us, that we pay their wages. Our taxes pay the wages of the Prime Minister, and when you pay the wages of somebody, you are their boss. We forget the power we hold. We forget that we can hold them to account, that we can rise up and stop. And people are rising, and people are remembering. Across the world, we're having people rise up for Palestine, rise up against the climate crisis, rise up for refugees. And that's what we need more of. We need every single one of us to be empowered by our love, by our humanity, and stand up against these people who are using the politics of hate, the politics of inhumanity, the politics of war. We need to stand up for peace and get organized. Martin Luther King, way back, said, we who believe in peace need to be as organized as those who believe in war. And I think finally that penny is dropping and people are standing up. And I really believe that in our time, we will see that world peace that they've been talking about, but never producing because never enough of us have stood up for it. But in our time, our children are leading the way. Children are standing up to power. Children are and young people are being beaten by police for daring to stand up. But the darker their crimes, the darker their deeds, the more the truth shines, the more peace shines, the more love shines, the more we shine, until we hold our arms open and hold each other and hold the world and refuse to be divided. We stand united for all of life on earth. So this one's a Russian lullaby, and it's for every child and every parent who's hoping for peace, for being able to sleep in peace, rise up in peace, eat in peace, live in peace, play in peace, and have their human rights met, including their right to be in spaces like this, to touch the earth, to remember we are part of earth. Which reminds me, this is also for all the trees. I just seen recently in Tasmania, the droughts are killing the trees, little baby trees to ancient trees. They're all dying. They're literally crying and bleeding to death. Do have a look it up and see what climate change, the climate emergency is doing to our planet. They thought that the trees had time, that we would see this, but it's literally within days they see a healthy tree, and within days they see the first signs of the crying, these red rivulets coming out the trees, and within days they're dead. And it made me weep, and I'm weeping for the children of this planet, not just human children, the children of every being. So this song is for all of them. Every night I hear her croon, a Russian lullaby, just a simple little tune. When baby starts to cry, rock, rock-a-bye, my baby. Someday there may be a land that's free for you and me, and a Russian lullaby. Every night I hear her croon, a Russian lullaby, just a simple little tune. When baby starts to cry, rock, rock-a-bye, my baby. Someday there may be a land that's free for you and me, and a Russian Thank you. How am I doing for time?
6 o'clock.
It's 6, so 15 minutes. Excellent. That's at least 3 more songs then, if I don't talk too much. Right, what shall I sing for you next? Okay, this is another old song which I like. And when I sing it, I always think of this tent. So, it's for everyone at Small World, Jason, Dean, everyone. It's so good at the cafe. Yeah. Nicola picking up all the bits and pieces of the carpet. Just all of you at Small World. I love you all so much, and I love this tent, and I love that it's drawn us together. I love how many amazing friendships and how much support I've had through the years as a result of this tent. So, if you don't know it, Small World has its own festival in May, at the end of May and at the end of August. So do come along to Small World's own festival, because it's my favourite of all. But wherever Small World goes, I'm happy to go too. So I love this tent. I hope you love it too, and I hope you'll have lots of lovely things from the cafe there and enjoy the music in here. So, okay. Keep sipping. I'm not much to look at, nothing to see, just glad I'm living and lucky to be. I've got a woman crazy for me, She's funny that way. I can't save a dollar, ain't worth a cent. She doesn't holler, she'd live in this tent. I've got a woman who's crazy for me. She's funny, funny that way. Though she'd love to work and slave for me every day, she'd be better off without me, I know. But why should I leave her? Where would I go? She'd be unhappy without me, I know. I've got a woman crazy for me. She's funny, funny, funny that way. Yeah, this tent, I've made so many beautiful friendships and had so much love come to me. And I've given away so many hugs and I've received so many hugs. It's a very, very special place. Thank you, Pony and Emma, for creating it. Thank you for everyone who makes it happen. I'll sing you another one of mine. This one's called Stay. So, stay, don't go away, you two. Okay. Yeah, this one's called Stay. Hang on, I need more drink. I want you to stay tonight. I want you to stay and hold me the way you always used to. That's right. I want you to stay tonight. I want you to stay tonight. I want you to stay and love me the way you always used to. That's right. I want you to stay tonight. Now why? No, there'll be talk and tongues they can go, but we're above that, my dear, as you know. So let's rekindle that spark tonight. Let's rekindle that spark, but fade to the dark, the way we used to. That's right. I want you to stay tonight. Now why? No, there'll be talk and tongues they can go.
Are you here checking?
But we're above that, my dear, as you know. So go on and stay tonight. Go on and stay and hold me the way you always used to. That's right. I want you to stay tonight. Now I know there'll be talk and tongues they can go, but we're above that, my dear, as you know.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, you do your own.
Go on and stay tonight.
You're saying a little bit more.
Go on and stay and love me the way you always used to. That's right. I want you to stay tonight. Go on, stay.
If there's an emergency,
Yeah.
oh my God, do you not understand how these things work? If there's an emergency, we can send people out. Well, there is a car accident, right?
I do understand that.
Yeah. It's only a fire exit.
Yeah.
Excuse me, do you mind talking somewhere else?
No, I know they
No.
fire.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. You have everything.
Yeah.
We have fire. We have.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Dean, one song, two songs? One song. Okay. So this is my closing song for you, and it's called A Cup of Tea. It was written in my friend's garden, and it's about the simple pleasures of enjoying a cup of tea and being able to sit in the sunshine, being able to sit with nature, listen to the birds, listen to the trees. And it always reminds me too of all the people who are locked away in prisons, in care homes, in slavery, and never get to have leisure, never get to have time. It reminds me of Julian Assange, who was locked up in Belmarsh in isolation, unable to see the sun, unable to see the moon, unable to see his family. But through love, we managed to get him released. And through love, we need to release all the other political prisoners. We need to stop governments silencing our activists by putting them in, by criminalizing our actions and our voices. Throughout time, Gandhi, the suffragettes, everybody who's fought for independence, etc., they've all been classed as the bad ones, the bad guys. But history has shown us that they've been fighting the good fight. And it's our turn now. We're here. It's for us to fight the good fight. And if enough of us rise, we get to stop the police being brutal thugs and employed to protect money instead of planet, protect money instead of people, to protect money instead of life. And yeah, we pay their wages. We need to remember that. Remember our power. Remember that it is a human right to have leisure and pleasure and creativity and access to the arts. This government is cutting the funding for the arts, funding for NHS, funding for everything that matters, and putting our money, and it's our money, people's money, into things that are harming us, into wars, etc. And we can change all that. And as they say, drink tea and carry on. So let's have a cup of tea and then soldier on and fight this good fight and unite for the rights of every creature to life and the dignity and independence and everything else that we hold dear and matters so much. So, a cup of tea in your garden with birdsong filling the air. A cup of tea in your garden with the sun shining gold in your hair. Oh, I love my tea in your garden. There really is nothing so grand as teaing with you in your garden with a cup of tea in my hand. And who'd have thought when I met you that I'd be sat here today? And who'd have predicted when I met you that I'd be singing away with a hot cup of tea in your garden, with milkmaids milling around? A hot cup of tea in your garden is the best pastime that I've found. And way back then when you met me, I really couldn't have planned that I'd be sitting in your garden with a cup of tea in my hand. And who'd have thought when I met you that I'd be sat here today And who'd have predicted when I met you that I'd be singing away with a hot cup of tea in your garden, with milkmaids milling around. A hot cup of tea in your garden is the best pastime that I've found. And way back then when you met me, I really couldn't have planned that I'd be sitting in your garden with a cup of tea in my hand, that I'd be singing in your garden with a cup of tea in my hand, that I'd be in heaven in your garden with a cup of tea in my hand, with a cup of tea in my hand, with a cup of tea in my hand, with a cup of tea in my hand. This is the bit you join in. With a cup of tea in my hand, 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 with a cup of tea in my hand. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Thank you, Small World. And do look out for my 2 installations there. And I've got a stall for the first time ever. I've been coming with my installations since 2017, but this year I've been given a stall. I'm so excited. So yeah, there's a dome tent there, which is my depacked and all sorts of other information tent. And I've got 2 art installations. Please look. One of them has a nappy on the seat. Please look inside the nappy. You don't normally ask to be, you don't get asked to look into someone's nappy, but please look into my nappy. There's a message in that nappy. If you use social media, please take some pictures, and when you've got signal, share that message. Send it out. Hashtag message in a nappy. Send some photos out there and help me raise the awareness about what is being done to disabled people, including how many of us have been killed. Hundreds of thousands of us. So do have a look. And do add your support. I've got a feedback book there and a comment book. Please do give some feedback if you possibly can. That'd be really appreciated. Thank you so much.
कैसे बनाए देखो ये देखो वो बनाया ना
Hang on, this is Umesh. Hello, Umesh. You're on camera.
How you doing?